Hey guys, I'm back again. This is for Wednesday's devotions. I hope it's helping us to understand a little bit of what Christian conduct is all about. I want to read that passage to you and just remind you again of the one thing that the Apostle Paul is talking about here. He says, one thing, conduct yourselves in a manner worthy of the gospel of Christ. Then, whether I come and see you or only hear about you in my absence, I will know that you, one, stand firm in one spirit. We spoke about that on Monday. Contending as one man for the faith of the gospel. I want to talk about this unity thing being worked its way out. You see, being united is one thing, but being united with a cause is another. And as believers, we're not just united and sitting here waiting for heaven, waiting for God to come back and to redeem us from this world to which we are aliens. We don't just sit and we wait. We have a cause for which we have to contend. Now, I love the word contend because it means action. And I love that idea of us doing something together. We don't just sit singing songs and praying prayers and listening to people waffle on. We are here to contend for a cause. Now, this is where diversity does come in, because we all have a different role to play and are contending together for one cause, for his one thing, for his glory. In 1 Samuel 29, we have a beautiful picture of what the church should be like. David, the king, has come up against the Amalekites. They snuck in, they stole his wives, they took a whole lot of other wives and people along from where they were. And David went after them with 600 men. And the battle was a tiring one. They were looking to find these Amalekites. They were exhausted. And after a while, 200 men decided, David, we're just so exhausted, we cannot go on. We will stay over here. And so David said to them, okay, we'll continue. You stay here and you look after our stuff. You lighten the load so that we can go ahead, lighter, ready to contend for the cause with the enemy. And so they went. And they had a magnificent victory. The story was crazy. Go and read it. 1 Samuel 29. They found a guy. He took them to them. They won back all their wives and their possessions and a whole bunch more. And they came back to the 200 celebrating over winning in this amazing battle. Now, there's some lessons there for us. Not everybody in contending for the same cause does the same thing. There are some people who stay behind to look after the stuff. And you know what, people? Their value to the body and to the contention for the cause is exactly the same as the guys who are up front there. It's exactly the same. And when David got back with the 400 victorious men, they sat in judgment of the 200 and stayed behind to look after the stuff. And they looked down on them. And they said, you haven't done much. You've been parking off here, looking after our stuff. We've been out there and we've been fighting the battle, contending for the cause of getting your wives back. Where were you when we had to fight the enemy? We're not going to share with you any of the loot. When David heard this, he was not a happy man. And he called a meeting and he said to the people, he said, we will share with them. They have equally contended for the same cause, even though we have different roles. Their role was to stay and look after the stuff. Now, in the church, there's more than one function. You do know that. There is no, however, one function that is more important than another. Oh, I know some functions may appear to be more sort of glamorous than others. There are those who get to stand up behind pulpits and behind microphones and behind musical instruments. And you will look and say, wow, that looks pretty glamorous in a way, you know. And there are others who do the behind-the-scenes stuff. I got to tell you, we would not be able to do the upfront stuff unless somebody was looking after the other stuff. And I want to honor those people today who serve behind the scenes, those volunteers who do not want to get any glory, those volunteers who come week after week and park cars and welcome people and do all of those incredible things. And you know what? They do it for the same reason, for the same cause, but they just have a different function. And God would want to applaud all of you today. Thank you. I'm just so happy to be a part of our church. where people contend so actively and passionately for the cause of Christ that gets us out of bed in the morning. So from me to you, from our elders, from our church council, thank you. And from us pastors, thank you to the elders and the church council, the leaders, the cell leaders, the youth leaders, everybody who contends for the cause, but particularly today for those who stay and look after the stuff. You are awesome. And I know God thinks so too. Have a fantastic day, you guys. See you tomorrow.